People are looking everywhere for peace, for the presence of God, for inner peace, peace in their family home, peace in the world. But the one they look with is the one that needs to be deprogrammed from the human technology, from the human organism. The one they look with is the cause of not feeling that peace. The self. The technology of the body has conjured inside your mind with your memories an image of who you are. You call this yourself, your self-image. It's full of conditions, ideas, opinions, traumas. And yet the core essence of all that we are is that we are in a field of infinite potential, in consciousness, which is born from the generous heart of the outpouring of the unconditioned love of God. The peace that we yearn for is in us, underneath the self. You are what you are looking for. You only can't see it because you are looking. The technology's got you searching and seeking for that which you already are. And because the technology is searching and seeking, you can't feel that that is what you already are. And so there are layers to that, because your organism by now is probably programmed into the addictive nature of the matrix around you. It's programmed into addictions of entertainment, sexual, lustful manners, pornography, chasing people. It's addicted and chained to substances. It's addicted even to its own fears and the hormones that creates. Its own worries and anxieties. We become addicted to those hormones. And so the first step we have to acknowledge is that those addictions have to be gone. Even if you realize, even if you awaken to the realization that the self-image is not who you are, and that self, if you awaken and it falls, you will arise into that freedom of the presence of that love. The body will drag you back to the matrix because of its addiction. And so you need to detox those addictions. You have to. There are various ways to do it, but ultimately it's about being strong. You're addicted to entertainment, don't watch it. But I can't. Be strong. No one will do it for you. You've lived a lifetime of comfort. You've lived a lifetime of letting the body have whatever it wants. It's time to walk a more prickly path, just for a while, until the peace is brought. You're addicted to pornography, you can't stop using it. But I can't. Lock down your devices. Be intentional. If the energy is wanting to express there, do something to raise it up. Go for a run, go for a walk, breathe and draw that energy up into the heavens, into the mind, into the heart, where it can be used for creative pursuit to become a better man and a better woman. Do something. But don't expect to just be entertained and comfortable while you detox it. Because you won't be, nor were your ancestors. Life wasn't always about persistent daily comfort. It's what's made us weakened to the fallen one's matrix. We're disabled by that comfort. And the funny thing is, it doesn't even give you anything. Once you escape that comfort, you realized how numb it was making you, not how wonderful it was making life. It was taking life. It was taking your energy. When you do that and the organism finally starts to settle, and you become naturally excited about your own health, about your own abilities and capabilities spiritually, about your future and what you can actually do now that you are free from being a corporate possession of the industries that have enslaved you for too long. Then you start not to have the grace and love of God, that's a given, but to have the power to be of some service to that. Because there is a problem in this world, and servants are needed. And when you hear the word servant, you say, that doesn't sound like fun. Believe me, as a human being who indulged in endless drugs, parties, breaking the law, fast cars, it's a pittance. It's nothing in comparison to walking with God. Nothing. It's totally irrelevant. You couldn't offer me anything. The love, the energy, the contentment I feel as a man, knowing that I did what men should do, provide for those around you that are weaker than you, help those around you that are weaker than you. To lay down every night, I struggle to believe that any billionaire can get close to the contentment and peace and fulfillment I feel knowing that the village and the family that God built through this human organism exists. I provided for those weaker than me. God through me did that. There's no arrogance in that statement. Completely aware that no persona did it. The human organism was taken by a wisp of energy travelling through the cosmos, which is Christic. And it spoke. Every time a self-image that is arrogance personified inside this human organism stepped in, it all failed and went wrong. Nothing compares to service. It's what we were built for. To love and be loved. Nothing compares. There's no conflict. There's no wondering inside you. You know. You've set your intention to be your highest good. This was the highest good I could be. My intentions were answered. You have to awaken beyond that self-image. You have to realize that what you're looking for with the self-image is what you are underneath it. The self-image is the soils where pride and arrogance are born, where extracting energy from other people is born. The self-image is the reason you look for energy in the world instead of being the allowance of the energy of source to pour into you so you don't have a longing for energy anymore. And for those who listen and they go, right, now what do I do? And it's like that there. Who is asking what it should do? Is it not the self-image trying to take control of a process that occurs without it? The rebirth that our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ spoke of. The man who showed the vast majority of the world and the vast majority of the world haven't listened. And it's not because they're bad people. It's because we're being trained, indoctrinated into having an identity of the 3D matrix and given no space, no wiggle room for the spiritual identity, which is the truth of our power. For if we walk into the truth of our power, our spiritual faculties, our abilities to cast out and purify the negativity in the world, the dark forces in the world, our ability to walk by faith, our ability to trust the wisdom and the plan of a higher dimension than this one, a higher dimension than the fallen one's dimension, who is influencing this world dramatically at this time, would change the whole way the world works. For if one awakens, many will awaken. And so the system is steering you into these little narrow paradigms and perceptions of the world. And we know, by the time we finish education, some a little later in life, we know something's missing here. This can't be right, to just entertain myself every night, drink wine, eat cheese, watch a movie. Is this it? In this infinite cosmos, is this what I was created for? Of course it wasn't. You were created as a child of God, with power and potential and a purpose. And there's a reason for you to be here. And you're righteous and you're sacred. And you deserve to be here. But you deserve to be here whilst the here that brought you to this place speaks its will for the organism you are, not for it to be captured by the technologies of the 3D matrix, which wants to tell you that your will is something totally different. That your worldview, that those who say there is a demonic realm, they are woo. You've been indoctrinated. And this is our reality. We live there. And if a child were to raise it in school or in their exam papers, they would fail. Because it's important that that self-image is rigid. Rigidly programmed to be an intelligence in a human body with zero spiritual faculty. Atrophy the intuitive capacity and the voice of God found within there. Atrophy, atrophy, atrophy. That which you are searching for is in you. I'm not alone in knowing that. Woe to the lawgivers, they take away the keys to the kingdom, for they do not enter within. The kingdom is within you, and the kingdom is that love, the peace that you seek. But it cannot be sought in the world. It cannot be sought in time. It cannot be brought clearly as a manifestation of that which animates the intelligence and the activity of your body. It can't be done if the body is still addicted to trying to take energy from the 3D and the impurity of that, the unholiness of that. You might get a glimpse of it, but what sort of empty meaninglessness is that? To wake up to the eternal now and still return back to the matrix of the fallen ones and let it have dominion over you? This just leads to worse conflict and more suffering, I am certain of it. And we must awaken fully, break free from the shackles of the self-image which have chained you to that matrix, and move into the purity. And recognize that the purity is not even something you move into. You deprogram the impure to allow it through. You are the love, the righteousness, the presence of God that you yearn for, you look for, you search for. It's right here, right now. It's underneath the arrogance of your self-image, your persona. That only exists in your thoughts. They're not you. There's something deeper, something more vibrant, potent, and it comes alive in the eternal now. And once it's touched, there's no doubting, for the answer to it all is revealed there, including the destiny for your individual human organism, not your persona, not your nationality, your human organism, the will for that, for its life, is revealed there. Once that's revealed to you, you will set your mind on there, and the world cannot disturb you. For you know the universal will and destiny that gave birth to galaxies and gave birth to you with the same importance has a plan for you. God bless, guys. Be well. I just want to take a brief moment of your time to share with you about an exciting project we have going with the charity until the end of the year. The project's name is 2000 Strong. It has gotten off to a great start, and we thank those already involved. For those not involved, please stick around and hear why we are making this happen in the human story at this time. I'm going to give you an example of why our community is needed, why this solution is needed, and why 2000 Strong must manifest. This is Kelly. Kelly now lives safely in our community, in our village, in our family. However, when Kelly was found, her story was very different. Kelly had been starved to the point of near death. She had been burned and tortured by her father. This happened because in a society with very little education, in a society where superstition still surrounds things like disability, her father believed that her cerebral palsy was a demon and that he should fast this demon out of his daughter, that he should burn this demon out of his daughter. And of course, cerebral palsy is not a demon. It's a medical condition that needs to be cared for and nurtured, as we do at our children's village. Kelly now lives a good life. She's happy, she's full of joy, as it should have been all along. But Kelly is also one of the lucky ones, because there are a great many children out there who are still waiting to be found. 2000 Strong is a project to try and find 2,000 volunteers to fundraise a minimum of $100 each between now and New Year's Day. We say a minimum because if you go over, it may help. If we only get 1,000 volunteers or we fall short of 2,000, it's all welcome towards the goal. That money will be used to build stage 1 of a new village for special needs children in crisis, a village located a 10-hour drive away from our current location. When that village is done, it'll provide a whole solution for over 500 special needs children who are living in circumstances like this. At this time, I don't know of anyone else fighting for those children, and I can't do this without the resources I need. For whatever reason, you can hear my voice, and so I'm putting this out as a call to arms to help me to manifest this solution which is needed in our human story, as these children do not deserve to remain in the dark any longer. They need a safe, loving family home. 2000 Strong helps us to build stage 1 of that safe, loving family home and a permanent solution for the country of Tanzania forever. If you're interested, please visit www.sharetanzania.com/2000 Strong for more info, or you can reach out on any of our social media channels. Thank you for the love and support, guys. The work we do, the family we have, would not be possible without you.